Chapter 12 is all about data collection and display, how you're going to communicate that data that you've collected. All right, so lesson 12.1 is recognize statistical questions. How do you identify a statistical question? If you measure the heights of your classmates, you are collecting data. A set of data is a set of information. So data and information are sort of synonyms, collected about people or things. A question that asks about a set of data that can vary is called a statistical question. What are the heights of my classmates on July 1st is a statistical question because the height usually varies in a group of people. What is Sasha's height on July 1st is not a statistical question because it asks for only one piece of information at one time. All right, so we're going to be looking at statistical questions, ones that can change over time or in a single situation. The New England Aquarium in Boston is home to over 80 penguins. Which of the following is a statistical question a biologist could ask about the penguins? Explain your reasoning. How much does the penguin named Pip weigh this morning? Is that a statistical question? Well, no, because it's only one piece of information, so it is not a statistical question. How much does the penguin named Pip weigh each morning on 30 different days? Now that will change. Depending on how much he eats or if he's growing, all of those things. Identify this statistical question. Question A, for Pip's weight at one time, so it does not ask about a set of data that varies. Question A is not a statistical question. Question B asks for Pip's weight at 30 times, and it is likely that Pip's weight will vary during this period. So question B asks about a set of data that can vary, so it is a statistical question. All right, another biologist asks how old the penguin named Royal Pudding is. Is this a statistical question? Explain your reasoning. Well, no, not if he's only asking at one time, right? So no, the penguin has only one age. At one time. So this question does not ask about a set of data. One question at one time is not a statistical question because you don't get a set of data. All right, let's take a look at the next page. A statistical question can ask about an entire set of data that can vary or a value that describes that set of data. For example, what is the height of the tallest person in my class? Is a statistical question because it will tell you the greatest value in a set of data that can vary. You can learn other ways to describe a set of data later in this chapter. All right, so here's another example. Bongos are a kind of antelope that live in Central Africa. Bongos are unusual because both males and females have horns. Write two statistical questions a biologist could ask about a group of bongos. So we're talking about inches here. So, okay, so what is the blank in inches? Well, that would be a length in inches of the horns on the bongo that has the, let's say, the longest horns in the group. So we're going to study all of these bongos, measure all their horns, who has the longest. Different bongos will have different horn lengths. This question asks about a value in a set of data that can vary, so it is a statistical question. What is the weight of, let's say, the smallest bongo in the group? Different bongos have different weights. So this question asks about a value in a set of data that can vary, obviously. So it is a statistical question again. All right, so let's try writing a statistical question that you could ask in the situation described below. A researcher knows the amount of electricity used in 20 different homes on a Monday. So we could say, how much electricity does the house that uses the most electricity use? So which house of all these 20 houses, which one uses the most electricity on a given Monday? Okay, the house with the most devices plugged in, or runs the heater the hottest, or whatever it is that's causing them to use more electricity. A museum director records the numbers of students in each tour group that visits the museum during 1 week. So it's over a period of time of a week, the number of students in each tour group. All right, so we could say, how many students are in the smallest tour group? You're comparing it to several other groups. So which one's the smallest out of the set of data? All right. Or you could have said the largest tour group. Okay, let's do one more. Identify the statistical question, explain your reasoning. What was the low temperature in Chicago each day in March? All right, so what was the low temperature in Chicago on March 7th? Question A asks for the low temperature at, well, March has 31 days, so 31 times. And it is likely the temperature will vary. Generally, not every day has the exact same temperature. Question B asks for the low temperature at each day in March. What was the low temperature on March 7th? So question B asks for the low temperature at just one time, right? Just one day. So it is not, this makes this not a statistical question. Question A is a statistical question because it asks for a variety of temperatures. It can vary. All right, how long did it take you to get to school this morning? How long did it take you to get to school each morning this week? Well, this one has only one answer. Therefore, it's not a statistical question. This one asks for 5 different answers, right? So this one is the statistical question. So question B is the statistical question. Because it asks for 5 different answers. Okay, a student recorded, you write a statistical question you could ask in the situation. A student recorded the number of pets in the household of 50 sixth graders. So how many? Let's see, how many households had one or more cats? And that would get you a set of data. Okay, good luck on your PMT.